Hello, and I am the Angry Cook. I'm using my phone today. My GoPro won't charge. My digital SLR is broken. I haven't had a chance to fix it yet. I'm down to this, so if it ain't quite up to your standards, I'm sorry. I apologize, but it's the best I can do. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to stay with pork tenderloin a little bit. We're doing pork tenderloin in a Dijon sauce. This is going to be excellent. This could also be used in pork chops. I would use the bone-in pork chops. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to start out, put our oven on 350. The next thing we're going to do is take our pork loin and we're going to take it out of the package. Well, that's a failure here. There we go. I spent the past hour trying to get a camera to work with no success, so excuse me. We're going to turn our pan on a little bit above medium. Medium high. We are going to salt and pepper our pork loin. Hello, Jane Munzer. We're going to salt and pepper our pork loin. It says it's in sea salt. I don't trust that too much, so and there's really no way to test it. So we'll go light with salt. Pepper. A little heavier on pepper, actually. If anybody tells you not to saute something with pepper on it because the pepper will burn, tell them to go pound sand, because that's not true at all. We're going to leave a little bit of fat on this. It's not going to hurt anything. There's no silver skin that I can detect, so I'm not going to worry about taking any off. Liberally salted and peppered. And we're off. So we're going to wait till our pan comes up. We're going to put about a tablespoon or so of olive oil in. Remember, there's not a lot of fat on this. It's very lean, so we don't want it to stick. We want it to saute nicely. We're going to get our tongs ready. We're going to check our temperature with our thingy, and I'm going to go down here. If anything breaks, the camera's not cooperating at all in that position, but let's see. We want this to be about 350 as usual. The big deal is going to be the sauce. The sauce is going to contain 2 shallots, finely diced, 1 clove of garlic, which it's just finely diced. I'm going to mince mine with my little handy-dandy mincer. 2/3 of a cup of dry white wine, which I haven't poured out yet. This is a shard. 2/3 of a cup of chicken stock, which is over here. And 2/3 of a cup of cream. And a tablespoon of Dijon. And a sprig of thyme. My thyme is still kind of small, so I'm using about 3 sprigs, about that big. If you're buying from the store or you have it grown inside, they usually come about that big, so it'll even out in the end. Like I said, the big deal is going to be this. We're going to be putting our pork loin in to about 140, 145 in the oven, which will take, it's about, what did I say it was? A little over a pound something. So it should take about 35 minutes or so. So we're going to get it in early, and we're going to let it rest after that. So we should be about up. Yeah, 344, that's good. So let's get this sauteed. And the sizzle, it comes, and I love it. want a nice saute on this. Now, I do not have any heavy cream. So what I'm going to be doing is using a substitute. What is heavy cream but milk fat? More milk fat, like 36 to 40% milk fat if I'm right. I'm not sure about that number, but it's somewhere in that vicinity. So what we're going to do is take 3/4 of a cup of milk, whole milk, and a 1/4 cup of butter. We're going to melt the butter. And add it to the milk, and then pour out 2/3 of a cup of milk of cream out of that, because basically cream is nothing more than the milk fat. So, okay, we're coming down to the end here. Nicely brown. You can do a little more than that too if you wanted to. We're going to take this, we're going to shut the pan off, we're going to keep this pan, we're going to use it to make the gravy, or the sauce, and we're going to shove it over here onto our baking utensil. We are going to be putting in our temperature probe. We're going to cook it to about 140. And we're not going to be fool enough to touch it. So we're going to go in the middle, which is right about there. And into a 350 oven until it's done. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes and get the sauce going. So we'll see in a couple of minutes. Okay, we're at 145 right now. So we're going to remove this from the oven. And we're going to rest it for at least 10 minutes. We're going to leave the probe in so it doesn't leak any juices. And we'll put it back here. And there you go. We're going to let that rest, and then we'll slice it up and put it in underneath the sauce, which we're going to make in just a minute. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we're going to bring our existing pan up to medium heat again. We've got all our mise en place ready to go. We've got our shallots, our thyme, the residue, the drippings from the pork loin. We have our Dijon. We have our garlic. I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh yeah, we've got these guys over here. We've got our wine, our cream, and our chicken stock. 2/3 of a cup chicken stock. So we'll get our temperature probe, our temperature reader back out again. Until we get up to, somewhere in the low 300s, I think we're going to start this. We're going to be caramelizing the shallots, or kind of caramelized. We're not going that far. We don't have that much time, nor do we care that much, actually. After we're done with the shallots, after we're done with the shallots, we're going to put the white wine in, and we're going to reduce it to half. Then we're going to add our chicken stock and reduce it by half again. And then, just put these in order so I don't screw up something. Then we're going to add our cream. We're going to thicken it up a little bit. And add our thyme, our residual juices. We're going to slice the tenderloin. And we're going to be, slice the tenderloin and put the tenderloin back in the pan with the sauce, and flip it over a couple of times, just get that nice and saucy, and then we'll be done. So while we wait for the pan to heat up, we're going to put the pan in fact on medium-low and not on high, or medium I said. So, and let's test the heat. Not ready yet. Just drop a little piece of garlic, of shallots, or onions if you're dealing with onions or whatever, and see what the sizzle's like to let you know if the pan's ready or not. Despite what your probe says, we're at 260, 270 almost. I'm going to put another tablespoon of butter in. Starting to sizzle over here. We're not sizzling here yet, though. Wait for our butter to melt totally. We're going to mix that around, and then we'll put our shallots in. Let's see where we are. Looking nicely, isn't it? A lot of that's pork. A lot of that coloring is the drippings off the bottom, the pork drippings off the bottom. That caramelized a little bit, so. It's one of the reasons you finely dice this, so you can caramelize or get to that state or close to that state a lot quicker than if you had larger pieces of onion. Okay, and goes our 2/3 cup of wine, dry white wine. We want to simmer this till it reduces by half. All right, we're about half, give or take a click or two. Let's pour our chicken stock in here. Let that come to a simmer. Okay, I skipped a part. My mistake. We should have added the garlic earlier, before we added anything else on top of the shallots. We didn't. It's not a killer, but we're going to like to have sauteed those a little bit. But we're going to add it anyway. So don't forget, add the shallots the last 30 seconds or so before you're ready to put the wine in. Add the garlic. Somehow I knew I'd skip something. It always happens. One. Okay, we're about half. We're going to add our cream, heavy cream. And do the same thing yet again. Reduce it again. Okay, we're just about there. We've got our Dijon. I'm not going to measure a tablespoon. I'm just going to kind of eye it. That looks good. We're going to whisk in our Dijon the whole way around. Add our thyme leaves. Add what we've got in the pan drippings. Taste. Wow. That's all I can say. Doesn't need anything. I've already sliced the pork. You didn't need to see me slicing pork. We're going to add that. Pork is awesome looking. I'll eat as much of this as I ate of the herb tenderloin, herb crusted tenderloin. I'm going to gain some weight or something. Add the rest of the drippings in there. We're going to make sure everything gets coated nicely. pork tenderloin with Dijon mustard sauce. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I'm going to enjoy this in a couple of minutes. In fact, why wait? Let's just take a little hunk right now and check it out. The sauce is awesome. Wow. That just absolutely takes over. It's awesome. Try it. We'll see you next time on The Angry Cook.